Your person cried to a friend about your age. Last night, I heard them say, "My beloved child." Before another moment slips away, you need to hear what happened last night behind a closed door where no one expected your name to be spoken. Your person sat across from someone they trusted most, trying to smile, trying to pretend everything was fine. But the moment your age was mentioned, something inside them completely broke. Their voice trembled. Their eyes filled with tears they had been hiding for far too long. They whispered words they never thought anyone would hear, and those words carried more love, fear, and confusion than anyone in that room expected. Don't skip, because every second of this message uncovers another piece of a conversation that could change the way you understand everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The friend leaned forward and quietly asked, "Is their age really what's stopping you?" Your person lowered their head, wiped away another tear, and stayed silent for several long seconds. That silence said more than 1,000 explanations ever could. They were not crying because of numbers. They were crying because they knew the world had already started judging a connection it never truly understood. They feared that one simple detail could become the reason two hearts never reached each other, even though neither heart wanted to let go. The room became unusually quiet after that question. Your person looked out the window as if searching for an answer hidden somewhere beyond the darkness of the night. Then they finally spoke again. "Every time I think about walking away because of the age difference, something keeps pulling me back toward them." Their friend stared in complete disbelief because this was the first honest confession they had ever heard. Until last night, everyone believed your person had already moved on. They believed those feelings had disappeared long ago. But that wasn't the truth. The truth had been buried beneath fear, expectations, and the pressure of what everyone else might think. Your person admitted they had tried countless times to convince themselves that choosing someone closer to their age would make life easier. They even forced themselves to imagine a future without you. But every single attempt ended exactly the same way. Your face returned to their mind. Your voice echoed through their thoughts. Your kindness refused to disappear. Your presence stayed alive inside their heart no matter how hard they tried to silence it. Don't skip, because what they revealed next shocked even the friend sitting beside them. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Their friend quietly asked one final question. "If everyone accepted it tomorrow, would you still hesitate?" Without thinking for even a second, your person answered with tears running freely down their face, "Not even for one heartbeat." That answer changed everything inside that room. Their friend could no longer argue because they realized this was never about age. It had always been about fear. Fear of being judged. Fear of disappointing people they cared about. Fear that someone would say they were making the wrong decision simply because of numbers instead of emotions. Your person admitted something they had hidden from absolutely everyone. They confessed that they secretly imagined introducing you to the people closest to them. They imagined celebrating victories together, laughing through difficult seasons together, and growing stronger through every challenge life could bring. They even admitted they had replayed conversations with you inside their mind hundreds of times before falling asleep, wondering if destiny was trying to bring both of you together despite every obstacle standing in the way. Their friend listened without interrupting because they could finally see the truth written across your person's face. These were not temporary emotions. This was not curiosity. This was not confusion. This was something much deeper than anyone had expected. Then something happened that neither of them saw coming. A notification suddenly appeared on your person's phone. They froze the moment they saw it. Their breathing became heavier. Their hands started shaking again. Their friend immediately noticed the change and quietly asked, "Is it them?" Your person didn't answer. They simply stared at the screen with tears filling their eyes once again. After several silent moments, they whispered a sentence so unexpected that even the air inside the room seemed to stand still. "If they knew what I discovered tonight, everything between us would change forever." Don't skip, because the truth behind those words is far bigger than anyone realizes, and what happened immediately after that whisper is something almost no one would ever believe. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. A few moments after those words left your person's lips, the room felt completely different. Their friend could sense that something enormous had just shifted, but they still had no idea what was on that phone screen. Your person locked the display before anyone else could see it, held the device tightly against their chest, and closed their eyes as though they were trying to stop their own heart from racing. "You don't understand," they whispered. "Everything I believed about them changed tonight." Their friend frowned in confusion. "Did you find out something bad?" Your person slowly shook their head. Another tear slipped down their face. "No. I found out something beautiful. Something that makes me feel guilty for ever letting their age become the center of my fears." Don't skip. Every second is leading you closer to the truth they have hidden for so long. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Their friend remained silent, knowing that interrupting now would only delay the confession that had been trapped inside your person's heart for months. Your person took a long breath before speaking again. "I spent so much time worrying about what people would say that I forgot to ask myself one simple question. How do they make me feel?" The answer came instantly. Safe. Their voice cracked. Seen. Understood. Peaceful. They admitted that no one else had ever given them that feeling, no matter how perfect they looked on paper. They remembered every meaningful conversation, every unexpected smile, every moment when time seemed to slow down simply because you were there. Age never made those moments special, they said. Their heart did. Their friend looked at them with surprise and quietly replied, "Then you've already made your choice. You're just afraid to admit it." Those words landed with incredible force. Your person couldn't deny them anymore. They realized they had been fighting everyone except the one person standing in their own way, themselves. Don't skip, because what happened next completely erased the last excuse they had been holding on to. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then your person's friend reached into a bag and pulled out something unexpected. It wasn't a letter. It wasn't a photograph. It was a small note containing words someone else had shared about you only hours earlier. As your person began reading, their expression changed from fear to complete disbelief. Every line described your kindness, your loyalty, your quiet strength, and the way you made people feel valued without asking for anything in return. By the time they reached the final sentence, tears were flowing freely again. They whispered, I wasted so much time worrying about a number, when I should have been protecting something this rare." Their friend gently nodded. People don't spend nights crying over someone because of age. They cry because they found a connection they don't want to lose. Those words echoed through the room, and for the first time, your person stopped fighting their own heart. They slowly unlocked the phone again, opened a conversation they had stared at countless times before, and their thumb hovered over the screen. Their friend watched in complete silence. Your person's breathing became unsteady as they whispered, "If I do this, there's no turning back." Then, just as they gathered the courage to take the next step, something appeared on the screen that made them suddenly freeze in absolute shock, and what they saw changed everything they were about to do. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. The instant your person saw what appeared on the screen, every emotion on their face changed at once. The tears stopped. Their eyes widened. Their hand trembled so intensely that the phone almost slipped to the floor. Their friend immediately stood up and asked, "What happened?" For several long seconds, your person couldn't answer. They simply kept staring at the display as if time itself had frozen. Then, with a voice barely louder than a whisper, they said, "I was completely wrong about everything." Their friend moved closer, expecting terrible news, but instead they saw a quiet smile breaking through the tears. It was the kind of smile that appears when someone finally understands a truth they had been avoiding for far too long. Don't skip. What happened next revealed that the biggest obstacle between you was never your age. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your person realized they had spent months creating fears that never truly belonged to you. They had been fighting imaginary battles while the answer had been sitting right in front of them the entire time. The conversation grew even more emotional. Your person's friend finally asked the question that had been waiting all night. "Tell me honestly, if nobody in the world judged you, would you still choose them?" Your person didn't hesitate this time. Every single time. There was no uncertainty left in their voice. No confusion. Only honesty. They admitted that they had tried to replace you with logic, but every attempt failed because their heart refused to cooperate. They confessed that every time they met someone new, they unconsciously compared that person to you, and nobody ever matched the piece you brought into their life. "It's strange," they said softly. "The more I tried to forget them, the more I noticed how deeply they had already become part of me." Their friend smiled for the first time that night and replied, "Then stop treating age like the story. It was never the story. The story has always been the connection." Those words lifted a weight your person had carried in silence for far too long. Don't skip. You're about to hear the sentence they never thought they would say out loud. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your person looked toward the window once again, watching the first light of morning slowly appear. Then they quietly confessed, "I'm not afraid of our age anymore. I'm afraid of losing the chance to tell them how I really feel." The room fell silent. Even their friend couldn't find words because they knew this wasn't an ordinary realization. This was the moment someone finally stopped listening to fear and started listening to their heart. Your person picked up the phone one more time, opened your conversation, and this time they didn't hesitate. Their fingers began moving across the screen with confidence they had never shown before. Their friend noticed the change and smiled. "You're finally ready, aren't you?" Your person nodded with tears of relief instead of sadness. But just before they could finish what they were writing, another notification appeared from someone completely unexpected. The color drained from their face. Their smile disappeared instantly. They whispered, "No, they found out before I could tell them." The phone remained frozen in their hands as the room filled with silence once again, because the identity of that unexpected person was about to change everything forever. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child. The name on that notification was the last person your soulmate expected to hear from. The moment they saw it, their heartbeat became uneven, and every ounce of confidence they had gathered only seconds earlier began to disappear. Their friend immediately noticed the fear returning. "Who is it?" they asked. Your person swallowed hard before answering. "It's someone who knows everything. Or at least I thought they did." The message contained only a few words, yet those few words carried enough weight to shake every doubt that had lived inside them for months. It read, "Stop running from what your heart already chose." Your person stared at the screen in complete disbelief. They had never told anyone the full story. They had never admitted how deeply your age had frightened them, or how every attempt to forget you had only made their feelings stronger. Don't skip. Every second is bringing you closer to the moment your person finally stops hiding from the truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Their friend gently placed a hand on their shoulder and said, "Maybe this isn't a warning. Maybe it's the permission you've been waiting for." Those words echoed through the room. Your person slowly nodded, realizing they had spent too much time asking everyone else what they should do instead of asking their own heart. They admitted something they had never confessed before. "Every night, I imagined what life would be like if I had never met them. And every single time, it felt empty." They weren't mourning an impossible future. They were mourning the possibility of losing someone who had quietly become the safest place in their world. Their friend smiled through the tears and replied, "People don't cry over numbers. They cry over people they can't replace." That sentence settled deep inside your person's heart. For the first time, they stopped seeing your age as a barrier and started seeing it for what it truly was, a distraction that had kept them from admitting the truth they had carried all along. Don't skip. The next decision they made changed everything they believed about love. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your person unlocked the phone one final time. This time, there was no shaking hand, no hesitation, and no fear holding them back. They looked at the unfinished message they had started writing to you, smiled through their tears, and whispered, "No more hiding." Their thumb moved toward the screen with complete certainty. Their friend watched in silence, knowing this was the bravest moment of the entire night. But just before that message could be sent, the phone rang. It wasn't the same person as before. It was someone whose voice your person never expected to hear at that hour. The color faded from their face as they answered. They listened without saying a single word. Then they slowly closed their eyes and whispered, "Are you serious, right now?" The call ended only seconds later, but nothing about your person was the same anymore. They turned toward their friend with tears in their eyes and quietly said, "Everything I believed last night was only half the truth. What I just heard changes absolutely everything. Don't skip. The real reason your person cried about your age has finally begun to reveal itself, and what they learned during that phone call is something neither of you could have ever imagined. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child." After the call ended, your person remained completely still. The room was so quiet that even their friend didn't dare to speak. It wasn't because the conversation had brought bad news. It was because the truth they had just heard was far more powerful than anything they had prepared themselves for. Slowly, your person placed the phone on the table and covered their face with both hands. Tears returned, but these were different. They were not tears of fear. They were tears of realization. Their friend finally broke the silence. "Tell me, what did they say?" Your person looked up with eyes full of emotion and whispered, "They told me I've been protecting myself from the wrong thing all this time. Don't skip. This is the moment where every piece of the puzzle begins to fit together. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you." Your person admitted that they had blamed your age for every doubt they carried, when the real reason was much deeper. They were afraid of how deeply they had fallen for someone they never expected to need. They took a slow breath and continued. "Do you know what hurts the most?" Their friend quietly shook their head. "It's knowing they probably think I walked away because of their age, when the truth is I walked away because I didn't believe I deserved someone who made me feel this alive." Those words filled the room with silence once again. Every wall your person had built around their heart began to crumble. They remembered every missed opportunity, every message they never sent, every conversation they replayed 100 times in their mind. They realized you had never asked them to be perfect. You had never demanded impossible promises. Yet they had allowed fear to speak louder than their heart. Their friend looked directly into their eyes and said, "You're not crying because of the years between you. You're crying because you almost lost the person who made those years meaningless." Your person closed their eyes as another tear fell. For the first time, they stopped arguing with that truth. Don't skip. What happened next proved that destiny had been working quietly while both of you were looking in the wrong direction. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Just as your person reached for the phone again, another notification appeared. This one wasn't from a stranger or an old acquaintance. It was something they had secretly hoped for but never believed would happen. Their breathing stopped for a moment as they stared at the screen. Their friend leaned closer, unable to hide their curiosity. Without saying a word, your person smiled through tears and whispered, "Maybe it's not too late after all." They slowly stood up, no longer carrying the same fear that had weighed them down the night before. The burden of your age had finally disappeared from their heart, replaced by something much stronger, hope. They knew there were still conversations to have, still truths to reveal, and still courage to find. But one thing had become absolutely clear. They were no longer willing to let fear decide their future. As they unlocked the phone for what felt like the final time, they took one deep breath and quietly said, "This time, I'll tell them everything." But before a single word could be sent, their eyes suddenly widened at the message waiting on the screen. It contained a truth about you that no one had ever shared with them before, and the moment they finished reading it, they whispered, "Now I finally understand why our paths kept crossing." Don't skip. The final revelation is closer than ever, and it will connect every moment from the very beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you.